I want you guys to remember that planting a fruit tree at your home in the front or the backyard, one of the most important things you can do is think about the microclimates in your yard. What parts of your yard have a lot of sun? And what parts have a lot of shade? And what parts have a lot of wind protection? And what parts are exposed to the wind and the sun? And when you're dealing with an avocado type tree in the Phoenix area, you want to put it in an area that's got some wind protection, some afternoon shade, and some protection from high levels of evaporation. Let the tree grow into the light, which is what I'm doing. Hey everybody, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete, and welcome to my backyard garden. It's the end of the summer, and I wanted to give you guys a look at some of the fruit trees that I'm growing here in the Phoenix area and how they look coming out of the summertime. We have intense heat, 120 degrees here in the Phoenix area, and I want to show you guys how the trees look at their worst when the summertime heat just starts to break and the fall temperatures start to come in. I love the fall because all the trees put off a flush of new growth before the wintertime hits. Let me show you guys first the Aravaipa Arizona native avocado. I have two of them, two different corners of my yard. Don't forget that I planted these avocado trees in front of you guys here on YouTube. The link to one video of me planting it is here, and the link to the 1 year update is here. So let's go see how they're looking now at the end of the summer. I'm here kind of like at sunset, and my children are down here below. All my beautiful koi fish that are all rescues from families who couldn't keep them anymore. And behind me over my right shoulder here, this is one of the Aravaipa avocados. So why don't you guys come on over here and get a little closer, and I'll show you what it looks like. So this Arizona Aravaipa avocado is considered #1 because it was the first one I planted. And if you guys remember back about 1 year and 8 months ago, when I planted them, he was in like a 2-gallon pot or something like that, and the height of the tree was only as tall as half of this post. Where my hand was, that's where the tree was when I planted them from the pot into the ground. He was already 1 year old when I put him from the pot into the ground. And so he's grown in the last 1.5 years or so. He's grown from here all the way up beyond my reach to here. And now you can see how he's starting to push through my shade cloth. So I'll be taking this shade cloth off in the next week or so, and hopefully that will enable him to get more light. Look at the bushiness factor of this guy. He's kind of a multi-trunk one. So he's got one piece of the tree over here. That's a nice part of avocado. And he's got one part over here. And he's got a part over here. And I've already been pruning this guy back like crazy. This is a great time of year right now to be pruning your trees if you're in the Phoenix area or like Southern California, because when you're pruning your trees right now, they're gonna put off a flush of growth before the winter makes them kind of wind down for the cold season. So prune your trees now and shape them accordingly. And so this guy, I've been trying to prune him to raise his canopy up a little bit and give him a nice shape. And look at how his trunk splits. He's kind of a split trunk, see that? Look at this trunk down here. I think this is so cool how this trunk splits. It's got one piece over this way, one piece over this way, and then it bonds into one trunk down below. And also, look at the secret I have here. Look at all this stuff. This is all different kinds of organic matter. We've got wood chips and straw. These are the former leaves off the Aravaipa. We've got some worm castings, compost, some wood chips, and this is all making up the mulch that keeps the soil really, really moist and full of life. So look, if I dig down in here, this is how black my soil is right here. And that's what the tree's roots are growing in, almost like pure worm castings. And there's lots of worms inside there. So I really encourage you guys to put the mulch down, and over time, whenever it rains, the rain is the catalyst that will activate that mulch and turn it alive for your trees to suck up all those nutrients. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed, but I will not be considering myself successful until I can eat some of the sweet, sweet fruits off this guy. Okay, hopefully that'll be next year. Let's go show you guys Aravaipa Avocado numero 2. This is Arizona Aravaipa number 2. One thing I'm doing a lot of is if he ever gets a leaf that's yellow, like that one, I just pick them off and throw them back in there, and that will save his energy to put into new growth. So this is like the worst they can look. I mean, it's hot here in the Phoenix. It's the desert, and these trees work pretty well because they've been cultivated here in the Arizona area for quite a while. I got tons of mulch as well, so look at how much mulch is down here. Like, easily, there's a foot of mulch everywhere around, and if you go beneath that foot of mulch, if I dig down here, that's when the black soil begins. So this used to be mulch, and now it's full of worms and roly-polies and all kinds of other, you know, life, teeming with life. So I keep about a foot of mulch on this guy all the time. And my good friend Seamus O'Leary was over here the other day, and Seamus was like, Jake, you need some more mulch on this guy. And I was like, what? So when he left, I threw down more mulch, and this way the roots stay a little bit cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. It gives the trees nutrients as the mulch breaks down into food. The bugs, they break it down. And it also keeps the moisture in the roots. It keeps it wet. And so these guys will grow much more successfully with that mulch. Look how this guy has no shade protection except for from this tree, the mesquite tree above him. And so as I close this video out today, I want you guys to remember that planting a fruit tree at your home in the front or the backyard, one of the most important things you can do is think about the microclimates in your yard. What parts of your yard have a lot of sun? And what parts have a lot of shade? And what parts have a lot of wind protection? And what parts are exposed to the wind and the sun? And when you're dealing with an avocado type tree in the Phoenix area, you want to put it in an area that's got some wind protection, some afternoon shade, and some protection from high levels of evaporation. Let the tree grow into the light, which is what I'm doing. So as this tree gets bigger, I'll keep pruning the mesquite back and let him grow into the light until he can handle it when he's fully mature, and then he'll fruit, and I'll make a Arizona Aravaipa guacamole in front of you guys with my own cilantro, my own jalapenos, and my own avocados. Guys, those are my tips for the day. Microclimate, mulch, and love, man, and love. Pomegranate tree behind me, growing some nice fruits, and go vegan and grow your food at home. And please check me out on Snapchat and Instagram at Jake Mace Tai Chi. Join my Urban Gardening in Arizona Facebook group, and I'll see you guys back here for the next video. Pep, go. Go kennel, go kennel, go. Hey, go kennel, go kennel, go. Go kennel. Go kennel, go in there. Go kennel. Okay, watch. See who's faster, me or the dogs. All right, guys, come on, let's go, come on. Come on.